Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope that you are having a glorious day and that you had a fabulous weekend. And for those in the States, I hope that you had a wonderful 4th of July. So anyway, before we dive too greatly into everything, if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. You can learn a little bit more about me by checking out the information box down below, checking out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, maybe checking out the Witchy Shop, Desert Cauldron, all one word, over on Etsy, maybe signing up for the newsletter, which just came out July 1st. So if you sign up, you will be right on track for the August 1st newsletter. Don't play the spam game, so all you get is a witchy awesome newsletter. But lots of other wonderful info is down below. And also, if you're looking for ways to support the channel, maybe check out Patreon or check out my YouTube membership. But thank you to everybody who joined us. And hey, Lily is here. What's up? How are you? All right. So today we have a lot of animal stuff with us today. So you guys voted on a poll that I posted on Thursday that you would like to have messages from our animal friends across the Rainbow Bridge. So we'll be doing that right after the weekly reading. I actually have an animal spread for our weekly reading. And then, like I said, then afterwards we will do our messages from our friends over the Rainbow Bridge that have crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. And then I have something very special for our one card readings. So we're going to do them a little bit differently, and it's going to involve a little furry friend who's going to join us named Charlie, but I will talk about him in a little bit. We do have a friend up here visiting us right now, and she has her dogs with her as well as a dog that she is fostering. So like I said, I will get to all of that in a moment. But first and foremost, let's get ready for the weekly reading. And let me know what you guys have going on this week. If you had any like shenanigans going on over the weekend, maybe some cool happenings or some revelations or interesting downloads this past week. I know that for myself, my dreams have been interesting. I mean, they're already a little weird all the time because I'm kind of weird, but I don't know, they're just even more interesting. Like last night's dream, I think Angelina Jolie was in it. Yeah, she was. But I was back at the high school that I used to teach at, and it was like I was there trying to apply for a job, but somehow I was like having to teach, but to adults. And for some reason, Angelina Jolie was like one of the people that worked there or something. And it was like I was trying to apply for the job, but I was also teaching these adults. And some of the adults were actually some of my friends that I went to high school with. It was like the weirdest thing. And like they're being so like loud and disrespectful because like they're adults. And then I had to like put on my teacher game face again, which I hadn't done in a long time. And I was like, hey. And it was just so weird. And then the guy who was like in charge of the hiring process was like, now everybody has to go work in collaborative groups or something. And so we're like off working in groups, and it took me a long time to find the library. I spent like, I don't know, like 6 hours trying to find the library, and I finally found the library. And then I found my group of friends that I was supposed to be like doing this like collaborative work with. And then I ended up telling them that I was having these crazy dreams, and I was like, oh, I'm having all these weird dreams, and you were there and you were there, and I dreamt that, you know, you did this. And then I woke up. So anyway, Lady Night is here. She's happy Sunday, everyone. Hello. And Lily was like, ooh. Star 44 says, hi, space travelers. Oh, hey, it's our buddy Patrick. What's up? Hello and happy Sunday. So yeah, if you guys have been having some unique dreams, do share. And like I said, any ongoings, any downloads, anything that you guys have been getting as of late, any healing processes type stuff, adventures, definitely share that with us. And I highly encourage people to jump in on the weekly reading with us, because I think it creates such a more well-rounded reading instead of just my higher self. If we can incorporate everybody else's higher selves and how you interpret the world and how your higher self, sees things and its point of view, like I said, just makes it much more rich, So if you are going to do that through via channeling, downloads, accessing, your intuition through runes or cards, let us know what you are working with. Okay, so the spread that I would like to utilize actually comes from Sasha Graham's 365 tarot spreads. You guys know this is like, I've been using this book for like 10 years now. I love this book so much. Okay, so I'm actually using a pet spread that can be found actually on November 9th. Bunch of flies out here. Go away, moscas, shoo fly. But for the pet spread, it's not so much taking a look into like our week ahead, but perhaps looking into what we can do to support and honor our furry, feathery, scaly friends. So if you have a pet, you can definitely pull these cards for your own individual pet. If you just want to talk about like the animals that you see in your backyard, and they're your family. So like, maybe I'm pulling cards for the deer or the elk that we see in our backyard. Maybe I'm going to pull cards for the birds, the blue jays that, come and make a ruckus in the morning, and you want to pull cards for them. You could do that. So it doesn't matter if you have an actual animal friend inside your home or they're your forest friends. You can do this spread about them, and again, it's just a way to maybe find different ways to support, honor, and work with them this week and all the weeks moving forward. So let me read a little bit about this spread according to Sasha Graham, like why she has this spread in here and why she had it on her November 9th portion of her book. Lady Knight says, today is my 44th solar return. Hey girl, we got the same solar year. That's so awesome. I am going to have to sing you a happy birthday after this. So let me read a little bit about this spread, and then we're going to have to sing Lady Knight a happy birthday. Okay, so the pet spread. And the reason it's on November 9th, this is today is the culmination of National Animal Shelter and Rescue Appreciation Week. Ooh. Beginning as a campaign to acknowledge and promote the invaluable role of animal shelters, it now includes animal rescue and finding loving homes for companion animals. And that's going to go right in line with what I'm going to talk about after our Rainbow Bridge session. Okay, it says dogs have about 100 facial expressions, and most of them are made with their ears. And then the card associated with this particular spread is the 10 of Cups. The entire suit of cups relates to love because cups represents emotions. Copas in Spain and cope in Italy. The suit derives from the playing card suit of hearts. It deals with all emotional aspects and connections, reigning strong in relationships. So the summation of the spread. Do you share a strong connection with your pet? This spread, designed with your pet in mind, examines their wants and needs and helps you to strengthen your relationship. So again, this could be a furry, feathery, scaly friend that you have inside your home, or this can be your forest friends outside of your home. Okay, let me read through what the questions are, and then we'll go through the questions one by one. So please don't fret if you missed these questions as I go through them quickly. Okay, so first is my pet's past, then my pet's present, and your pet's future. Remember that all of our timelines are always changing, so this is just in the timeline that we're in right now. Then we have, how is my pet's health? How is my pet feeling? What does my pet want me to know? What does my pet need? What is the state of our relationship? And lastly, how can I best care for my pet? All right. Lady Knight says, yay, a personal song. And then Goofy Goody says, I'm new here. Hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome to our little Sunday group. Goofy Goody says, glad I joined. We are going to we're going to be doing readings after our, so we're going to be doing our weekly reading first, which is what we're going to be doing right now, but more of a pet reading. Then afterwards, we are going to be tapping into our friends that have crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. And then afterwards, we're going to be doing our one card reading. So that's when you can jump in for those. Those are little donation readings. And I'm going to do them a little bit differently because this is going to be a very animal centric live chat. So a lot different than I've done in my past live chats. So stay tuned for that. I do want to give a shout out to my mighty, mighty moderators. You see them, they wield the wrench of destiny, much like Lady Knight, next to their screen name. And thank you to all the people who do join us in the live chats. And hey, speaking of mighty moderators, look who jumped in. It's our girl, Kayla. She also wields the wrench of destiny. And also, thank you to everybody who is subscribed to the channel. We're slowly making our way to 11,000 subscribers. That's pretty freaking awesome. And thank you to everybody who watches the videos, comments, gives thumbs up, all that good stuff. And to my YouTube members, Kayla and Nancy, Jonathan Cleese, Jolene, and Duality Tales. Thank you so much for your support. And my homies over on Patreon, Lily and Dana and Jamie and Kayla and Sugna Baby, Brandy, Jason, Brian, Paulu, Crystal, Easy Does It, Joel, 1111, Casey Gritter, and Calm Chaos. So thank you to everybody who's helped out on this channel. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have to sing a little happy birthday now. So feel free to join in so that your voices are heard around the world. But our girl, Lady Knight, is 44 years young today. She has her solar return today. We are now like 44 twinsies. Anyway, so here we go. Feel free to sing as loud and proud as you want. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lady Knight. Happy birthday to you. Boop, 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 be doop. Happy birthday, Lady Knight. All right. So, and let me know, anybody else, your birthday ever comes up, I like to sing for you. Okay, so let's see. Kayla coming in with her special emojis because she is part of our YouTube members that get very exclusive emojis. She's saying, hello, everyone. And then Lady Knight said, woohoo, so close to 11K. Yep. Kayla wishing her a happy solar return. She said, thank you so much. Oh, Kayla's birthday's on Wednesday. What the heck? Now we got to sing again. Okay, let me have a little bit of water and then we got to sing for our girl, Kayla. All right. Our July babies coming in hot. Speaking of July babies, Kayla, the day before your birthday on Tuesday is my boyfriend's birthday. Hey! So we are going to be making him some Japanese beef curry. And then we're going to figure out what kind of sweet treat we want to make for his birthday dessert. But yeah, so all these Cancer babies, all you July babies. Okay, so here we go. And this will be for Kayla and for all of our July friends out there who are celebrating their birthdays this week. Okay, ready? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kayla, and everybody else who's celebrating this week. Happy birthday to you. Boop, 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 be doop. And a pinch to grow an inch. All right. So happy birthday, my little Cancer babies, everybody who celebrates their solar returns this week. So thank you for allowing me to sing for you. And I hope that you have a beautiful birthday. May all your wishes come true. Blow out all those candles, baby. All right. Let's see. Let's go back here. Kayla says she will be 35, staying alive. And she said, happy birthday to PJ. Yay. Lady Knight says, did you know that in Germany, it is bad luck to say happy birthday before the actual birthday? It says, legend has it, when you make wishes before the day, the demons can steal them away. Well, you're just going to have to steal them right back. That's my wish. Kayla said, my name on the bottom scrolling is so cute. She said, thank you. Lady Knight said, happy early birthday, Kayla. And Lily wishing everybody a happy birthday. Lots of happy birthdays going all around. Yay! I love it. Okay, so on that joyful note, let's dive into our pet spread. So I have my Wally's World Oracle here with me today. And you can see I'm all kitty cat out because, you know, I am the cat girl. I have, what's his name? Choco Cat. So I have Choco Cat from Sanrio. It was one of my breads. I have wrapped around here. I've had this necklace for a while and I only bust it out sometimes, but it's my Hello Kitty like rhinestone necklace. But you open it up inside and it has my cat Presley, who crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, and then you have Wally. And I had put this together, but before we got Loki. But anyway, so they stay close to my heart. They're there. I got my little kitty cat earrings, boop, boop, right here. And then, of course, one of my favorite shirts. Let's be lazy. So anyway, thought I would go all kitty cat today. Oh, and also my the silhouettes on my scarf here are all kitty cats. So, you know. Okay, so we have Wally's World. And because it's the summertime and it's getting kind of warm, I have my ice cream oracle. And I also have my oracle that I got from our girl V-Love and Crystals. Also goes by V-Love and Tarot. Okay, so, and this is like her candy deck. Called her eye candy deck. Okay, so let's pull these cards out and let's hop to this spread. Okay, let's see. I would like to use the ice cream oracle for the first 8 questions, and for the final question, I'm going to use Wally's World. Okay, so like I said, you guys can pull these cards for, in general, like for the animals of the world. You can do it specifically for one of your pets or all of your pets, or you can do it for your forest friends. All right. So I am going to do it for, let's see. Well, gosh, there's actually a lot of animals here right now. We have an animal named Charlie, which I will talk about him a little bit later. We have Charlie's friends, Inky and Vader and Liam, running around. And then, of course, we have our forest friends here. You know what? Let's tap into, you know what? I'm going to do this on Charlie, actually, since he is here. I mean, he's not like here on the porch, but he will be later. You guys will be able to see him. But let me know which furry, feathery, scaly friend you are pulling your cards for. You know, shout out your furry friends' names, your feathery, scaly friends' names. So your pets or your forest friends, if you've named them, or you could just say the elk that run my hood. The deer of my neighborhood, the birds that, you know, fly overhead. So yeah, give them a shout out. Let's see. Lady Knight says, love the earrings. Cat Mom here as well. I'll pull some cards for my Artemis. All right. So Lady Night pulling, slanging some cards for Artemis. Oh, and look, there's little Charlie that I was talking about. He's going to be joining us a little bit later, but look at that face. I love his face. He has such a ruffian face. He reminds me of my dog Precious, who's also crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. But yep, that's little Charlie. He'll be here a little bit later. Okay. So let's pull some cards for him. Let's take a look at Charlie's past, because it's kind of unknown. He is a rescue. So let's take a look at the past. Charlie's past. So we have a rainbow. Rainbow taco. I love my choco tacos and ice cream tacos. It's just so good. It's a self-expression, diversity, pride. Let's go ahead and do a little tap in. Okay, so I kept seeing just like lots of puppies. Like there's this dog running around the neighborhood that is like making a lot of puppies at all the houses that he likes to visit. And I believe that Charlie is one of those puppies. So I think they said that he got picked up in Sun City, Arizona. But, you know, he could have wandered his way over there. But it just seemed to me that in his past, there was just a stray dog, and he was making the love with all the female dogs of the neighborhood. And it just seemed like all these female dogs had all these puppies. Some of the owners knew about the puppies. Some of them didn't know about the puppies. I believe that Charlie is one that was not known about, you know, so some of these female puppies or female dogs were just kind of running around the neighborhoods. And it seemed like some of them had their puppies like not in their owners' homes or yards. So Charlie, it doesn't seem like he was known, like, you know, so he just kind of wound up astray in that way. So, okay. All right. So, created from some secret amorous connections between his mama and his daddy. Okay, some amorous neighborhood connections, we'll say. My gosh, he is so adorable, you guys. Kayla's like, he is so cute. Lady Knight says, I got the 10 of Cups for Artemis's past. I guess she felt loved in my family despite some stressful times. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're much like, you know, humans. I mean, we all have the same type of energy about us. So, you know, just like us as we're growing up, there are times that are stressful, there are times that are, you know, a little less stressful. But overall, you know, seems like you've had a very loving home, and that's what Artemis loves the best. So that's awesome. All right. So there's a picture of Charlie with his buddies. I don't think Inky's in there, but I see Liam and Vader. Liam is laying down. Vader is the more brownish dog that you see sitting up. Okay, so then let's take a look at presently, your animal presently, your forest friend, or, you know, so presently. So let's take a look at Charlie as of right now. Ooh. We have chocolat, purpose, depth, roots. Okay, I love me some chocolate. So let's dive into this one. Okay. All right. So as of right now, so in the past, it doesn't seem like he had, like there was anything really horrible that happened, you know, to him while he was kind of out on the street. It was, you know, people leave food out. He kind of seemed to already, he seemed to be able to find his way around, find water, find food. He encountered kind people here and there. And so now he feels like he's not just, I don't know, with his little hobo bag, trekking across the state, but he feels like he's really starting to like feel what family is like, what it's like to be amongst family and to feel like really rooted in, to have kind of a routine, and that it's guaranteed that he's going to have food and water every single day. It's guaranteed that he's going to get love every single day from the kind woman who's taken him in, our friend Laura, but also, her animal companions, which have become family to him as well. He's learning a lot. These are like his big brothers and big sister. So he's learning quite a bit, and he's learning what it's like to, be a part of something and not just kind of on the outskirts. Because I think before he felt like he was kind of on the outskirts. It's kind of up to me to kind of do my own thing, and kind of get my whatever it is I need, like get my food, get my water. But now it's like, okay, I'm like learning how to like be a part of like a group, part of a whole pack, basically. So, all right, very nice. I can dig it. Where did I put that rainbow card? Okay, so put that there. All righty. Lady Knight said, Hanged Man, things are definitely different now with her twin brother. Sadly, had to cross over last year, and I'm doing some renovation on the apartment. Okay, so some big changes then going on for Artemis. All right. But it seems like what you said, overall, she is feeling the love. She is feeling, really supported in that. So that is wonderful. Our friend Shadowlands Radio is also here. Hey, what's up? By the way, you just finished an amazing wand. Got to see that over on the Instagrams. Thank you for sharing. All right. So on this particular timeline, if nothing else changes, which we know we jump timelines all the time, timelines all the time. But what does our pet's future look like as of this moment? So what does Charlie's future look like as of right now? So just put that there. Pina colada, if you like pina colada and get caught in the rain. Let's see. Recreation, traveling, amusement. Well, that sounds freaking fun. All right, so let's tap in. Okay, so okay, okay. So at the beginning, very, very beginning of Charlie's life here on Earth, we said that he was a little traveling dog, but he was kind of traveling on his own, kind of like, making friends here and there, kind people that he encountered that would feed him, give him water, give him pets, little bits of love. But he was kind of a solo traveler. And so now that he's in this like little ohana, he's like in this little family, they also do quite a bit of traveling. So he's kind of used to this traveling nature. But now he realizes he doesn't have to travel solo, that he can be grounded and rooted with family, and that wherever you go, it's not stressful because you're always with family. So as long as you're amongst family, it doesn't matter if you travel to Timbuktu, it ends up creating less of the mindset that traveling is stressful and more that traveling is fun because we're doing it with people that we love and people that support and protect me. And so in the future, it seems like he's going to continue doing a lot of traveling. So maybe his future adoptive parents will take him on road trips, but he's going to equate traveling with fun and love because he's always going to be with family. So it's no longer I'm just kind of like doing my own thing on the streets all by myself. Now it's like traveling is actually fun and it's not, for survival, but it's for fun. So, oh, there he is. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Heather K is here saying, hey y'all, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Heather. Kayla wishing Heather a happy Sunday as well. Lady Knight says, Queen of Wands. I think she and I will make our little girl pad work for us, and she will keep me on my feet, being the demanding queen that she is. Ooh, she's a princess, is she? Oh, sorry, a queen. She's high up the ranks. Very nice. Lady Knight saying hello to Shadowlands and Heather. Shadowlands says, looks like my original diagnosis of antiphospholipid syndrome is a misdiagnosis. Looks more like lupus. Interesting. You know, I had a friend of mine who actually just got diagnosed in adulthood now with lupus. So very interesting. So I am sending you tons and tons of healing love, my friend. But remember, I think it was our reading from last week that everything is going to be okay. It's something that you're going to be able to manage, and possibly eventually it will just dissipate. So things are going to be well. But I am definitely sending you lots and lots of healing love. Heather saying, "Aw, love to Charlie." Okay, let's take a look at Charlie's health. All right. I mean, he seems to be in high spirits, but let's take a look ski. Ooh, white chocolate raspberry. Raspberry berry. Sensibility, decorum, elegance. All right. So let's go ahead and tap in. Shadowlands is just starting out on my food journey. Yes, definitely. I think a lot of people, not just having different diagnoses, but a lot of people are rearranging like their diets, a lot of like food changes, like what people intake. And I think that also corresponds to spiritually what we're intaking, emotionally, psychologically. So a lot of the emphasis in 2025 being on our intake. So that's very interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at Charlie's health at the moment. And I am also doing just a little body scan on him from ears to tail. He looks 100%. So yeah, not I mean, I was also tapping into the card as well, but I was also just doing like a little body scan. I go through skeletal, I go through organs, circulatory system, blood, veins, all that stuff. Everything looked fine, really. Yeah. Not even like a small scratch or boo boo. Like he seems like 100%. So, and also just tapping into his like mental state. Spirits seem really high. His emotional state. Everything seems pretty good. He is at a young enough stage. Well, I mean, all animals I feel keep a good chunk of their intuition open, so they're used to using all of their senses, including their spiritual sense. But I feel like whoever ends up becoming his adoptive parents, that he will be really good at connecting with them telepathically. So just kind of like talking to them, maybe in their dreams, maybe just talking to them, and they just kind of know what their dog is saying, what Charlie's saying. So I feel like he's really, really open right now to like all types of talk. So not just the words that come out of your mouth, but whatever you're thinking, he's understanding at the moment. So that's pretty good. Let's see, let's go back here. Lady Knights, it's 7 of Wands. I take it she's a fighter. She was recently a bit sick with a cold, but responded well to the meds. Very good. And Heather, if we're still doing pet readings, I'd love some insight into Nico and whether he is ready to go, or would he like more time and adventure with us? His health is not great, and I hate that he suffers. Oh my goodness. We will definitely do our 1-card readings, and it's going to be animal centered, like pet centered. So if you want to stick around for that, we could definitely pull a card and just tap in and see, what Nico needs. Lady Knight said, sorry to hear that, Heather. Shadowland says she's planning on selling the wands that she makes. Ooh, well, that's going to be fun, making magical wands for others. Heather sending out hugs. Definitely sending love to you and your family. We, as you know, we went through that not too long ago, and I know it can be really hard. Okay, so how is your pet feeling? Okay, so how is Charlie feeling? How are you feeling, Charlie? Like I said, it seemed like everything is just fine with him, but candy loaded. Look at him playing with his buddies. Aww. It's a social gathering, celebration, special events. So I guess you can see by the way that he's playing with his buddies there that he is just having a ball. He is having so much fun. He is in high spirits. He's really happy. Like I said, he's understanding what it means to kind of be within a family. He's also getting some training, so he is becoming a little bit more disciplined, which is wonderful. And he's happy with it all. I think that he is very appreciative with the discipline he has been getting, because it makes him feel more grounded and more at home. Like he has an idea of like what to do. Like he felt kind of lost before, like he was literally and figuratively lost. He was just kind of like aimlessly running around, and then it was like, oh, okay, this is what we do, and it makes him feel good to understand like what he is supposed to do. So it's like, okay, we do this, and then we have lots of fun. So he's very happy. All right. So what does Charlie want us to know right now? Okay, let's see. Lady Knight said 5 of Swords. She's fighting things off, and I read that she. I read that as her wanting to stick around for longer. She is 11 now. Okay. All right. Well, 11 is a pretty good age, but it seems like, because as I'm tapping into Artemis myself, I mean, even though it's like inadvertently, I'm just kind of tapping in. It feels like a strong heart. That's all I feel, is like strong, like your pet is strong. So I do feel that too, that she wants to stick around a little while longer. Okay, so what does Charlie want us to know? Ooh, moon mist. Astral travel, visions, visitations. Oh, Charlie wants us to know that, well, and I guess, like I said, all animals seem to be more tapped in than some of us allow ourselves to be, in terms of our spiritual energy, or some people call it your sixth sense, your intuition. And so Charlie says that, he goes, I just want you to know that I see everything. Even if he doesn't see it with his physical dog eyes, he's like, I like sense it in my energy. Like he says, so I sense the people here, and the animals. But he says, and trees and, all of that. But he says, I also sense all the spirits around here. He says, human spirits, animal spirits. He's like, I sense all of it. And so he feels like this place is just crowded, like with people and animals. And to him, even though, yes, technically they're all on the same plane, it's just like when we say the veil is thin, it's just we're looking into a layer that we're not normally privy to. Well, for him, it's all open. There is no veil. So to him, it's like, oh, there's like, that human and that human, they're both human, but they're just like a little bit different in frequency. And to us, that would be, well, that's because one is a spirit and, minus a vessel, and this one is a spirit with a vessel. And so for him, but he sees it all. He's like, I see everything. And that's what he wants us to know is like, he says, but it's so full here. Like there's so many beings. And to him, that's fun. That means more people, more other animals for him to play with. To him, it's just joy, fun, like so much family everywhere. And it's not scary at all to him because it's like, this is just normal. I mean, you know, some humans look a little different than other humans. Some animals look a little different than other humans, but he says, some of them I see them with my eyes, some of them I don't, but they're all here and we're all having fun. So very cool. Lady Knight says she came into a domestic abuse situation and was known that most of her life. I was the target, but of course she noticed everything. I got us out of that last year and we are both getting better. Strength card, just more of her fighting spirit. Yeah, like I said, good, strong heart. Yeah, she's definitely has a well of strength within her. That's beautiful, very wonderful. What a special spirit. She's got such a good energy. Okay, so what does your pet need at this time? So again, we're pulling for Charlie. So what does Charlie need right now? Okay, what do you need, Charlie? Charlie. Okay. We have grape, prophecies, spirits, magic. Okay, so let's tap in. Okay. All right. He says, well, just like I'm being helped to be trained how to act physically, like how to be in a family and, you know, how to be in a little pack. He says it would be great if the humans around here, I guess that would be all of us, he says, could help me practice in connecting with humans more energetically. He says he does it with ease with other animals, and he knows he can do it with humans because he has done it. But he says if we could have a little bit more practice, because that's what I would like right now. I would like more like energetic practice with my humans. So not only listening to your commands and you know what you're telling me and all the love and everything, he says, but see if you can do that energetically, kind of like I do with my other animal companion friends. So that's what he says he would like right now. That's what he would need. He wants it on all levels. He says, you know, you're working with me on the physical level, but also work with me on the spiritual level. Okay, we can definitely do that, Charlie. Lady Knight said 9 of Wands. Maybe she needs me to get better. Kind of confused on that one. You know, it feels like with that 9 of Wands, she feels like you, like Artemis is feeling like you take on a lot. And she knows that you feel bad sometimes because you feel like she takes on a lot, but that's exactly the same thing that she feels about you. Like she feels like you take on a lot, just like you feel like you're, you know, Artemis is taking on a lot. So she's like, maybe we could all just like, like release together. Actually, that would be nice. A little release ceremony with both you and Artemis, you guys both releasing energy. Okay, so what is the state of our relationship? So let's see, how could we phrase this for Charlie? What is the state of his relationship in terms of a family setting? So what is his relationship to being in a family setting right now? Like I said, this is the first time he's really in like a family type setting. So how's he doing with that? So what's his state in a family setting? Oh, cookie dough. I love me some cookie dough. Lady Knight said, ooh, that's a good idea. Heather also believes that's a fun idea. Yeah, I mean, we always think of like doing releasing on our own, like I'm cutting cords and all that. But yeah, what if you involve your furry, feather, scaly companion? Because they have energy they want to release too. So yeah, let me know how it goes, and how you guys went about doing that. Maybe did a little meditation together. I don't know how you guys are going to do it, but let me know. That does sound like it would be wonderful for the both of you. Okay, so cookie dough, building, evolution, development. Okay, well, it makes sense. He's still pretty young. He's like, well, I still have um I still have the streets in me, is what he's saying. He says, like, I still have a lot of that in me, but I am learning. And he's very appreciative of the learning that he's been getting. He's very appreciative that things are a little bit more stable. He says, sure, I fall back, sometimes, but, like I said, he's young, he's still learning, but he still has a little bit of like, I'm on the streets. No, wait, I'm in a family. I'm on the streets. No, but I'm in a family, so he's still got that back and forth. He's in a very transitional stage right now. Um, Lady Knight says, the world, we are each other's world right now. Yes. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. I love that. I love that. All right. Final question. How can we best care for our pets? And I said that for that final card, I wanted to use Wally's World. So we're going to go ahead and do just that. Let me get my Wally's World cards. Ew. Okay. How can we best care for Charlie? How can we best care for Charlie? You tell me, Wally. My Wally Walito. Whoa. Okay. Ooh, we have the moon card. Actually, that's a picture that I took. I'm pretty smitten with myself. So I put it in the deck. And then we have Wally photoshopped in my roses up in the corner here. Okay. So how can we best care for Charlie at the moment? Okay, so he says, you guys, everyone is doing great tending to my physical needs. But again, he's bringing up pieces. I need more time with my emotional and my spiritual needs. So he says, if you can continue working with me on that, like he said, it's a process. He goes, I'm kind of in this transitional stage of like, I was on the street, but now I'm in a home. I'm kind of in this family environment. And so in that transition, he says he does go through a lot of different emotions. His energy is kind of shifting into being a loner to being in a group. So he just needs a little bit more help with that, and it seems like that's just going to take time, so just a little bit of time. And so he just asks if people just be patient with him. He's like, I know that I'm a handful. And again, this is like more coming from Charlie's higher self more than Charlie himself. So he's like, I need a little bit more time, but he says, if you could tend to my emotional and my spiritual needs just as good as you are attending to my physical needs. That's his request. So, all right. Very good. Okay, let me put these cards away, and then we'll get to what you guys voted on for this live chat. And that is tapping into our friends that have crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. So this is what I would like to do. Hold on. Let me put these cards away. So first, let me have a little talk ski about the Rainbow Bridge. Maybe for some who don't know what I'm talking about, they don't know what that is. So there are many of us who talk about the Rainbow Bridge, and we say that when an animal crosses over, just like, humans cross over, plants cross over, bunch of different energies cross over, meaning they are shedding their physical form and they are now 100% their spiritual form, and they are going back to source energy. And so we say that there is this rainbow bridge for animals of all kinds, whether they be, deer or cows or, dogs, cats, horses, bunny rabbits, mice, like, all these animals cross over into kind of the energetic animal realm before whatever incarnation they go into next. Maybe they don't incarnate next. Maybe they incarnate into human form. Maybe they go into Andromedan form. Maybe they go into the next universe, but they do this kind of crossover. And so we talk about this rainbow bridge. my readings that I have, my offering on my website, I do have a Rainbow Bridge offering for people to connect with their pet that has crossed over. And how I came about offering that on my website at all was back when my cat Presley had passed away. And I mentioned this when we were talking about Rex, a couple weeks ago. But my cat Presley, this awesome seal point Siamese. My ex got him when he was like just a wee little kitten. And then, as my ex and I were actually really good friends for a long time before we started dating. So I knew Presley since he was like basically just a little kitten, up until the time, that he passed away. So I was so distraught. And I remember I was sitting upstairs. I was by the sliding glass window to our balcony, and I was just bawling my eyes out because I was so sad. I didn't understand why Presley had to pass away. He was almost 11 years old. He was 10, and his I believe he passed away on a June 30th of 2014, I believe. And his birthday was like August 16th. So he didn't quite make it to 11, but, or no, 2014 is when he passed away. Sorry. And so, um, I felt like he was still vibrant, strong, like he had all this life in him. And then he had gotten sick, and the virus that he had caught had attacked his heart. So he had gone into heart failure, and then he also had gone into renal failure, so kidney failure. So he was kind of like going through this for like 6 months until he eventually did pass away. But he was strong, he was a fighter, and we felt like he had gone downhill so fast because he had gone from this like vibrant, outgoing, Siamese cat with so much catitude. Like he let you know if he liked you or not. He did not like fake personalities. He was really good at like cutting through people's BS. Like he was so animated and so like funny, and and I loved him so much, and I still love him. And so, like I said, I was just sitting there, I'm like bawling my eyes out. I'm like, why, to such like, it was, I hadn't lost a whole lot of pets in my life. And to me, it felt like it hurt more to lose a pet than it did to lose a human, which I know that sounds like awful. Like, not that I don't cry for the humans that I've lost in my life. I'm also deeply saddened about that. But for some reason, it just felt like it hurt or stung even more when it came to like children or animals. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I feel Presley's presence. I feel that he's there, and I'm like, Presley? And I'm like, kind of stopped crying for a little bit. And I felt his like spirit asking me like, why are you so sad? And I'm like, well, because you're not here and I miss you so much. And he's like, well, why don't you write down questions that you have for me? He says, maybe you would feel better if you had some answers to why I had to cross over. And I was like, well, I think that would be, great. So I remember I was writing down all these questions that I had. They ended up being the questions in the spread that we created together that I do for my Rainbow Bridge readings. So there were all these questions. I'm like why this, why that? And I ended up like pulling cards while like connecting to him, and I felt better afterwards. And I realized that the number of cards that I had kind of made what looked like a rainbow. And so I ended up just calling my Rainbow Bridge spread. And at the time, it was just for me, for personal use. And I would keep reusing this same spread anytime I felt really down. And then at a certain point, Presley appeared again, and he says, there are other people who feel just like you do and have felt just like you do. So he's like, why don't you offer this? And so I was like, okay. So I've offered it on my website ever since. It's on my Etsy, but it's also on my website as well. And like I said, the questions that I came up with, and I refined them a little bit, but they were basically the questions from that day that I had with his spirit. So, so I just kind of wanted to give that background. But for this Rainbow Bridge connection, what I want to do and what you guys voted on, is I just want to tap into the energies that are surrounding me now. So, not necessarily trying to find individual energies. Like I know that there are a lot of you who have lost animal companions, like our friend Kayla, Lady Knight. A lot of you guys in here have all lost animal companions. And I hate to say the word lost really, because they don't really go anywhere. Their physical form is gone, but their spirit is always with us. So I want to just tap into the energies that are surrounding me. I want to describe them, kind of describe their messages in their own way. And then that way, those of you who are tapping in, you'll know if that's your pet. I mean, so you guys have such a great connection with your pets, that I would like to do that instead of saying, okay, I'm tapping into, let's say, Kayla's fur baby right now, or I'm just tapping into my fur baby, or I'm tapping into our friend Lady Nice, fur baby. And I would just like to let them come forward on their own accord. So let's see. Kayla says, I love your Rainbow Bridge reading. I got one when Eco passed away. And I'm so honored every time I do a Rainbow Bridge reading, because I know that it helped me so much. And the fact that, people are coming in to get a reading based on something that my cat's spirit and I created together is just such an honor. And knowing that it's helping, helping people get answers, just like I got answers. And even it doesn't mean that we aren't sad anymore, but it tends to help a lot of us get closure. So I'm hoping with this, what we're going to be doing right now, that's going to help a lot of us as well. Lady Knight says, I miss Bellamy, Artemis's brother, so much. He was a real mama's boy. Aww. So we have Bellamy, we have Eco, we have Presley over there. We also have my dog Precious. Shadowland says, I'm seeing one of our dogs, a female toy collie named Boots. Ooh. Okay, so let me have a little bit of water, and then I'm going to tap in. So I already feel, it sounds like a menagerie of animals right now, I will tell you. It's not just the birds that are chirping here in the forest. Like, it's more like when it's not a sound in 3D, when you can hear, like, I can hear birdies, I can hear so many cats, so many dogs, horses. And it's not just from the horse stables, like I'm hearing other horses. I even heard the splash of a fish. So somebody's fish is here too. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to start talking, just describing what I see. They might show things symbolically or metaphorically, but those of you who your pet, your pet, and you'll kind of understand the message. So, okay, let's move these. Here we go. Okay. The first energy coming through, like I said, I feel like they're all kind of chomping at the bit right now. Like they all want to talk at once. So they're all very active. But it's almost like this black kitty who's coming through with green eyes is going to knock over my tripod, like kind of like doing like the face rub on the tripod. Um, Kind of making this like interesting meow, like oh, not a huge meow or like a Siamese cat, but kind of like a purr. Oh, so sweet. Okay, what do you have to share? Okay, so this cat has quite the personality, kind of showing me that it's sitting on like a little golden chariot being pulled by dogs, and it's almost like the cat is laughing. Like in life it would have loved it if like dogs were like beneath it, like it felt that it was so superior to dogs. So kind of making a haha joke, like, look at me, I'm on a chariot driven by dogs. um for some reason showing like a ham sandwich, like stealing somebody's sandwich or biting out of somebody's sandwich. So right now, just trying to show things symbolically, metaphorically, just so the person who is here right now in our chat or will be watching the replay will kind of get a sense that this is their cat. Okay, showing me an image of a bobcat. So I don't know if this cat's name is actually Bob or it's saying that it's bobcat like. Okay, so the cat is showing that it was being the also another reason for being like showing the kind of silly version of like I'm on a little chariot, and my doggies are are the ones pulling my chariot. It says it was multi-symbolic. Um, it may have you may have also had dogs in the house, and so it's making a funny about the dogs that were in the house, and possibly dogs that have already crossed over and saying that they are with those dogs and having fun, um, but also wanting to say that they it it went when it had to, even though its humans may not understand that, like may have felt that it was cut short, because it feels like there was an accident that happened to this cat. So it's not like it died of old age. So it either got hit by a car or perhaps attacked by another animal, which would make the owners feel like its life was cut too short. But it said, um, my soul had to go back, because I had some work to do in the soul realm. And so, in the 3D sense, my body had to find a way to shed itself. And so, I aligned with a situation that had me exit at that time. So, please don't feel that I was angry or sad because I wanted to live more. Yes, I would have loved to have stayed with you longer, but my soul had to go. And I am always with you, like showing like, like rubbing on the legs, rubbing on the bed, rubbing on your stuff, rubbing on your shoes, like I'm always with you. You just don't always see me. Okay. And so that friend is pulling back. There are more friends coming in. So I'm going to just have a little sip of water first before we talk to some more friends. Um, Lady Knight says, Bellamy lived the last year of his life at my mom's place, took him to safety, and he told my mom's dog, Julie, who's boss, even though it was Julie's home. Nice. I like the bossy energy. Okay. Okay, we have some more friends coming in, like I said. Okay, so there is a horse actually that is coming through. Um, It's like a brown horse, um, with like a little bit of white on the forehead. Um, hey, hey, you. By the way, Charlie's here. Um, this horse looks like he was um, doesn't seem like he got ridden like a whole lot, but I do see him getting saddled up every now and then. Um, this was like um, showing that the how it sees like its companion was a young child, but the child became an adult, and so the horse was very old when it passed. Um, just decided that it was time. It was there to help individual members of the family, like grandparents, mother, father, um, some of the siblings, but was really there for that one child. Helping a sense of peace. It seemed like sometimes there was not always a sense of like groundedness, within the family. So it could have been that there's like one family member who left or left a lot. And so the horse was there to kind of have stability in that family. Um, and then there is almost like sneaking up on the now adult, but when this person was a child, kind of, I guess, not sneaking up too well, but it's like the child knew that the horse was behind them, but like the horse would come and like use its nose to like nudge the kid, like, ta-da, I'm right behind you, like, boo. um, and even though everybody said that this horse belonged to somebody else, this child was like, that was my horse. It was just like this deep felt connection. Um, And the horse one, once the owners knew, was like, I didn't actually really like carrots all that much. I know everybody's supposed to think that we like carrots, but I really loved apples. I loved apples way more than I loved carrots. I'm not a fan of carrots. Says, but I ate them. I just was not a fan of carrots. Um, Also, this child was musically inclined. So I don't know if this child liked to sing or liked to play instruments, but it was very soothing to the horse. And the horse appreciated it. The horse loved it. Um, the horse says that although it's been a while since it's been passed away and that child is now an adult, would highly encourage continuing their music. So again, either playing instruments, singing, but um, it says that's our connection, or at least I felt that that was our connection, was through the music. And also the horse offering its energy of like keeping a sense of groundedness. Okay. Um, okay, so let me have a little bit of water. Let me go back here. Do, 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 do. Shadowlands wants to know what the fish looks like. I will connect to that fish because all I can hear is the splashing in the water. So I'm getting a sense that it's a fish, but I haven't really got any visual on it yet. But we can definitely take a look. Um, Kayla was saying hi to Charlie. He did come for a visit. He'll be back. So just don't worry. After our Rainbow Bridge session here, we'll be able to talk to Charlie. Lady Knight said, "Oh, so cute." Kayla says, "He's so adorable. I love his little tooth." Me too. That's just like my dog Precious. I love his tooth. AMRC says, "Hello, fam. Hello, hello." John Gross is also here. Says, "Hello, everyone. I must be right on time." You're right on time, my friend. Shadowland says, "Had a green betta fish that I named Yoda." Oh, that's so cute. Um, Lady Knight saying hello to John, and everybody saying hello to AMCR. Okay, so let's go back in. So far we had a black kitty cat with green eyes. We had a brown horse with a little bit of white on it. Okay, let's go back in. Okay, so I am getting a sense of that fish. It's not really showing me a color though. All I get is the energy of fish, like I'm a fish in the water. Um, and it's showing me its sense in its fish tank. Um, and it says that humans often think that, if you put your face right up to the glass, that we see you, but we don't see you like you see us. Like, you use a lot of your eyes, and although we do see with our eyes, we don't have the same vision that you do. We have more of our energetic sense. So what it loved was that its owner would like get really close to the tank and then pull away, and then get like woo, really close to the tank and pull away. It says, I love that. It was a fun game because it was like your energy's far away and woo, surrounded by your energy, and then woo, they pulled away and then surrounded by your energy. It said, I really like that. So this fish also liked to do that, where it would get like right up to the glass and then would swim away, and they get right up to the glass and then swim away. So it said it loved this because it was an energetic game. Like, we could pull our energy together and then we pull it away. So it was like a fun little game it liked to do. Um, and it's showing like food falling down, into its tank. Um, and it appreciates that it was being cared for and taken care of, and in that way, like, you feed me, you change my water. But what it really liked were the other times, the times where you're talking to me without moving your mouth. And sometimes you were moving your mouth when you were talking to me, but when you confided in me, like I was more than just what people think of as just a fish, that I was your equal, like we're equal companions, and that you could come to me with your problems, with your wishes, your thoughts, your dreams. And I was trying to do the same. I don't know if you always got the message, but I felt comfortable that I could try to connect with something that I felt was so much bigger than myself. Although on an energetic um, plane, I felt that we were equal. Both of our energies were exactly the same size, even though physically you might say that I'm very small. Um, this might be a freshwater fish, because it was talking about not couldn't really see you, but could feel you crying one time. At least the owner was crying, and there was tears, and one of the tears made it into my tank. Um, and there was a moment where the owner may have freaked out because they were like, oh my gosh, I have saltwater tears and this is a freshwater fish. And the fish says, it's totally okay. I loved being able to feel your water just like you felt my water. Water is my environment. And to be able to feel the water from you was a blessing. And I appreciate this owner sharing your emotion in this way with me. Um, to the fishy companion, it was such an honor to be able to share waters. It keeps talking about sharing waters. You shared your water with me, just like I tried to share my water with you, hence the splashing. Okay, and then I see this fishy swimming off. And as it swims off, it shows itself getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It says, I'm a big fish now. All right. Um, let's see. Let's go back here. Everybody's saying hello to everyone. Um, Lady Knight says, fish peekaboo. I know, right? Heather K says, aw, love my fish. Says, love that. Shared waters. Yes, I love it. Yeah, it was just showing me that like I don't know if the owner had reached over, they were crying and like they're getting ready to feed the fish or something, but one of their tears fell in, and for a brief like flash of a second moment, it was like, oh, a saltwater tear in a freshwater tank. Like that's not good. But the fish was like, I was fine. It was totally okay. I like that we got to share that. Okay, so let's have a little bit more water and let's dive back in. I love the diversity of animals coming through. We had a cat, a horse, a fish. Let's see who else. I recognize Eco. uh, that's I just see his little like back in his little nubby tail. Just it's like back in. He's really excited right now. Okay, so I think so Eco is a schnauzer, and he's showing that he I think he's trying to make funnies right now. I think he wants to make Kayla laugh. But it's showing like somebody holding a hula hoop, like jump through the hoop, and it's like jump right onto the hoop. like I'm trying to jump, but it's like right onto the hoop, and then like ugh. But I think he's just trying to make a funny. Um, And then he's like, but look at this now. You could put up 10 hoops, everybody holding 10 hoops, and I just like fly through the hoops. Like he's like, I've got skills, basically. Um, ah, so he was talking about perception, perception of things that are going on now, but also perception around the time that he passed. He says, so that's why he's showing the different hula hoops. He says we could have the perception of like, oh, there's one hoop. It's this crazy obstacle. You know, I don't know how I'm ever going to get through this. I don't know how I'm ever going to get over this. And so it's like we try, but we don't really give ourselves the full oomph to try, and so we fall on the hula hoop, and then we feel like I tried and I still feel stuck. But if we realize that he says there is no hoop, then it doesn't matter how many hoops um, we try to envision, they're really not there. And so that's why he's showing that he's just gliding through them. And he says, and that might help for understanding his passing as well. That, you know, if we can look at it as it wasn't an obstacle, it wasn't somebody putting something there um, to deter us or make us upset or sad. He says that it was just something effortless that happens all the time. And he says what his cat friend earlier, he was saying that cat that came forward about us going on our own terms. He says, we always go on our own terms. It's the limited perspective of, he says, the realm that my vessel used to live on that prevents people from understanding that everything is always in alignment, even if we don't quite understand. We might say that my life was cut short because somebody got sick, or because there was a great injury, or because I suffered an illness, or, whatever it may be. He says, but that was created on purpose because we knew we had to go. And he says, did our vessel understand that? No, it was harder for our vessel understood, but our soul always understands. And once we become fully soul, it's an aha moment for us. He goes, that's the rainbow bridge for us. It's like our aha. As soon as we touch paw onto the rainbow, he says, it's an, oh, that's why I'm here. I remember now. I asked for this. Yes. And he says, and that's why we try so hard to remind you that we're here, that we try to snuggle up with you. We try to do all the things that get you to jog your memory of like, oh, that's us, so that you understand that we're fine. We're completely fine. In fact, he says, we have so much freedom. We can be in multiple places at once, which is not possible when we are in one finite vessel. And he says, people worry that if we're okay. And he says, in fact, he goes, it's us that's okay. And it's you that we worry about, because it's the people that cry and the people that are sad. And he says, so we do our best to comfort you guys. He says, by misplacing toys, by bumping your leg, by trying to get you to hear us in some small way, by visiting in your dreams, we want you to know that there never is an ending. Okay, so he's bringing a bouquet of like summer flowers, like sunflowers, like really light colored flowers and sunflowers. Like the bouquet is in his mouth. And then I feel him pulling back. All right. Ooh. Um, let's see. Kayla said, Ike, I felt him yesterday when I was laying on the couch. He laid on me. Aw, Iko. And Shadowland says, our full breed collie Blaze is also here. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, so many animal friends coming in. Okay. I feel like I'll connect to, whoa, that was the door. I'll connect to one more. Because the other animals that are here said they're going to do their best, taking the what Iko was just saying about trying to get our human attention. So they're going to try today. Well, time doesn't really exist for them, but today, for people who are watching now or will be watching the replay, as you know, for them, all that time's already happened. They're going to try to get their former owners' attention today, just to kind of bring a sense of peace. So they felt like, yeah, they're like, words, because they're talking about my words. They're like, words can be kind of limiting sometimes. They said sometimes all they need is to feel us. So that's what they're going to try to do, is to, in some small way, get you to feel them, either in your dreams or, just little reminders that it's them, they're there. So they ask you to put as best you can out of your mind today that things are just like, oh, like, oh, that can't possibly be them, where we start to question the veracity of like what we just felt or experienced. Like, no, that was probably just the wind, or no, that was probably, or that was just a dream. They said, please put that out of your mind today. They said, when you feel something today, when you notice something today, and the first thought in your mind is that it's us, please understand that it is, before you start second guessing yourself, or before you start saying, oh, well, it was just a dream, or that was probably just a tree branch rubbed up against me, or I was probably just hearing things. This is, no, you weren't. No, it's us. So they're going to try their best to do that today. Um, Kayla said, my mom always gave me flowers from him after he passed. Oh my gosh. Kayla said, thank you, Tara. OMG. Oh my goodness. That is so sweet. I love Eco's energy. Shadowland says, both Boots and Blaze left physical due to old age. Oh, well, I guarantee you they're all here. They don't leave. And John said, I was under the impression that for my babies don't come around as often because they were making room for us to be present with the babies we're currently taking care of. Um, how I've come to understand all spiritual energy, whether it's humans that passed away, or animals that have passed away, that they never really go anywhere. But like you said, they do make space where they make their energy less known, just so they don't interfere with the current connections that you're trying to make, but that they are as present as they always are, meaning they're always there, but they're just outside your spidey sense, basically, because they don't want you to focus on them so much. They want you to focus on the present, not so much the past, but they are there 100%. At least that's been, my impression and experience. Okay, so we're gonna dive in one more time, and then afterwards, like I said, I want to do something a little bit different for the one card readings. And I'll explain all of that, and explain Charlie that came in, and he's so cute. I like him. Okay, okay, so let's dive in one more time. Oh, I know what kind of bird this is. Okay, well, it's kind of describing itself. Wow, we are just getting a variety of animals today. This is a big white bird, the kind that's kind of looks like it has a mohawk, and it does can verbalize, like not just singing songs, um, but can like talk like people, English. Okay, so wow, wow, a lot of personalities coming through. So this bird, was kind of doing the, with its head, and then it said something that it liked to do. And maybe this is for somebody who's watching right now, or somebody who will watch later. Um, the bird liked to play dead a lot because it thought it got a funny reaction from the humans. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is such a morbid game to play. And it was like, he says, I would get on my perch, and then I would let myself fall over, and I would like hang upside down, and I'd be like, and I would close my eyes, and then the human would come over and start to freak out, and then I would like flap my wings, and I would come back up, and then my person was always like, "You're gonna give me a heart attack." But I love to play that all the time. I would always be like, "I'm dead." um, and it says then I would make a whole lot of noise in my cage. But it says I love playing tricks. I love to play tricks on my humans. It says I love to steal things. I love to try to steal earrings. Earrings are my favorite. So I might have had a female owner, because I'm seeing like big old dangly earrings. This is the shinier, the better. I figured that you were just bringing me a toy, and I don't know why my toy is attached to you, because if you didn't want me pulling on it and you're yelling that it's hurting you because I'm trying to rip it out of your ear, then don't put it in your ear. Wow, sassy birdie. But yeah, this is I love to take jewelry. I love earrings, especially because apparently this bird would be seated on their shoulder sometimes. And said, I love that when we had like a moment and like I'm rubbing my head against your cheek and we're like, oh, this is so great. He's like, I love to ruin the moment by taking a poop on your shoulder. He says, it made me laugh every time. Oh my gosh, this bird. Wow. It's saying all jokes aside, I appreciated that you had such a good sense of humor about it. Like you knew that I wasn't a bad bird, that I didn't actually have any animosity towards you. I didn't hate you. I just liked playing games, um and you caught on after a while that it's okay to play games with me too. I like it too. I was like, by all means, play hide and go seek with me. Play a trick on me. I liked it. And that's where we became like simpatico. It was um like you started to understand I was a bird with kind of a dark sense of humor, and you also had a dark sense of humor, but you didn't know that we could have that, and we do. Like birdies can have that. Um, the bird said, I loved embarrassing you when your friends came over, but you also would talk about me and make fun of me. So it was all even. This is no, seriously though. Um, you were my bestest friend. I never had a friend like that. Do you think other birds appreciated my sense of humor? No. Do you think other humans appreciated my sense of humor? No. But you understood me. And I appreciate that I got to make that connection while I was here. Like, I really do love that you love me, regardless of my quirks and my tricks. Okay, so showing like little nibbles like on the ear and like on the like cheek skin, like jawline, like nibble nibble nibble. Okay, one last joke from our bird friend. Um, as it's flying off, he says, "Look, Ma, no hands." Wow. Okay, the energy is pulling back now. Oh my goodness, what a character! Oh wow. Um, Kayla was saying, "Oh, that mom still does giving flowers from Eco." Uh, okay, so Riley's saying that was a cockatoo. Yes, and Kayla said also a cockatoo. AMRC is cracking up over there, and Kayla says they do the funniest stuff. Heather K said birdhouse. No, not birdhouse. Oh, birditude. Yes, birditude. And she said, I love this bird. That was probably the most character I've seen in a bird. Like, wow, wow. Like we're having a moment and then showing that the bird just took like a big old crap on its owner's shoulder. Like, oh, we're having such a sweet moment. Like, wow. AMRC says they're also nice. Yes. Well, all the energies that came through were lovely. I love that their personalities came through so that hopefully a lot of the former owners are able to kind of pick up on their animal. I think that's why they tried to exaggerate their personality. They're like, hey, it's me, you know? So like I said, for, you know, hopefully some people that were here in the chat today kind of got to tap in and connect with some of those animals. If anybody who watches the replay, hopefully you're able to connect to some of those companions. Like I said, it was a cat, a horse, a dog, a fish, and a cockatoo. So, but the other animals that were here said they would try their best today to try to get your attention, either during your dreams tonight, or, you know, barking, making birdie sounds, meowing, however it is that they try to get your attention, rubbing up against you, trying to send a little message down, maybe feather from the sky, but try not to discard it as like, oh, that's just my imagination, or, oh, that was probably just the wind, or, you know, they said, before you explain it away, just know that it's us. So thank you for everybody who voted on having a Rainbow Bridge sesh for our live chat today. Okay, continuing on with the animal theme, let me get a little drink of water here. You guys got to see a lot of pictures of Charlie, and I had pulled some cards on him for our weekly reading. And then I guess you guys got to see him while I was like connecting to the other animals. But yeah, we're going to have a little talk about Charlie. AMRC says, have you channeled the cat or dog collective before? They are really interesting. They really love us. You know, I have them on my channeling list for channeling cats and dogs. And that's probably, maybe that's one that I want to do for July. Because yeah, I've kind of like been in all this animal energy. So I think that would be a really good channeling to do within some of the channelings that we do for July. So, but yeah, it's like number 3 on my channeling list. Like it's like right there, and the list is long. But yeah, it definitely is. They have such a wonderful energy. Okay, so Charlie. All right. At this point, we will do our 1-card readings, but instead of me asking for donations via Super Chat and Super Stickers for your 1-card reading, I decided that I wanted to do donations for Charlie. So let me backtrack a little bit. So our friend Laura is coming to visit us, or she came to visit us right now, and she has her other dogs here. So she has Vader, she has Liam, she has Inky, little tiny doggy, is just so cute. All her dogs are wonderful, but she's fostering Charlie. So she is getting him ready for adoption, and so in order to do that, she has to get him, you know, up on all of his shots. He's got to get neutered, and she's going to get him microchipped. So it came to, I think, a total, she said, of like $300 for all of that. And I think she's about like $150 away from meeting her goal so that she can, you know, get all of those things done. And she says, and once his neutering stitches heal, once he's all healed up from that, then he'll be ready for adoption. So, you know, hey, if like, you know, during this chat today, you're like, oh my gosh, I want to adopt Charlie. You know, he will be ready for that once she's able to afford paying for all of that, you know, to get him ready. So little backstory. I think she said that he was found in Sun City, Arizona, which is kind of what we were talking about in pulling of the cards. His birthday is around, she says, kind of guesstimation about like June 15th of last year. So he would be about a year old now, maybe younger, just kind of due to how rambunctious he is. But yeah, so he was picked up by a good citizen. He didn't have any collar, there was no microchip, and nobody claimed him, you know, and so they got him all washed up. And so Laura has been taking care of him and kind of getting him used to like being in a home, like teaching him, you know, some discipline, you know, eating and drinking and like kind of being around other dogs, so that he's kind of acclimated to that, being acclimated to being in a home, being acclimated to being around other animals. He has such a like little boy energy. Like he is like if you imagine a 4-year-old child, like 3 or 4-year-old, just like running around, like wants to get into everything, wants to try everything. Like he's so like happy, like super happy. And like when I look at his little scruffy face, he reminds me of my dog Precious. I had a Maltese who also had that like tooth that like stuck out like he does. It's just like so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like my dog Precious. But let's see. Charlie is indeed a very young and fun-loving, playful, loyal, attentive, smart, eager to learn dog, and he does get along with other dogs and cats. So if you are a home that has kitty cats, he does, he does well in that. But that's, according to our friend Laura, and I would agree that he is all of those things. If you're wondering his breed, he's like a terrier mix. And there's a okay. So yeah. So that's kind of a little bit about him. So I have a if we do super chats and super stickers, it takes one whole month before I see that from YouTube, and I want to be able to give Laura the money right away for her dog. So I have a PayPal me, and I put the link right at the top of the description. It says donations for Charlie. So if you go in the description of this video right now, it says donations for Charlie, and I have my PayPal me link. But yeah, if you put the click on the link, it'll take you straight away to my PayPal me, and it just asks you what amount you would like to donate. So if you donate to that, we can do the one card readings from there. So instead of super chats, super stickers, because it would take too long for me to like get that money to Laura, I would just do it through PayPal me. That way I could just PayPal her the money right away. But like I said, she's about $150 shy of getting him all his stuff. So like I said, it's for neutering, it's for a microchip, and getting him up on all of his shots. And plus, she's kind of just been, taking care of him and loving on him and teaching him what it's like to be a part of a pack and, around other kitties and stuff like that. So, yeah, and then he'll be ready for his forever home. Get it, forever home. So, yeah, let's see. All right. So yeah, like I said, just go right in the description down there. I will get out my deck of cards. I think I'm going to get out the eye candy deck. And I'll still do the one card readings. They can be animal readings if you wish. I know some people were asking about animal readings earlier. But just let me know if you donate through the PayPal me. And then I will, yeah, I'll be able to pull you a card. We do have our friend Shadowlands who's done a super chat, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It says, will I eventually have pets once I get my own place? That is a fabulous question. So let's go ahead and dive in. So yeah, during this time, for anybody who's popping in right now, this is normally our super chat, super sticker section for the one card readings, but I do encourage you guys to donate through PayPal me instead, which the link is at the top of the description that says donations for Charlie to help get Charlie ready for his forever home. Okay. Okay, I got a card. Let me just tap in. Well, that's quite the sign. Shadowlands, I'm hearing the song Who Let the Dogs Out? Who Let the Dogs Out? I'm taking that as like a big yes, but let's go ahead and look at her card. That's kind of like Who Let the Dogs Out. It says tainted. Like, look at all that chocolate all over the place. I am getting that, at a certain point, yes, and this is more like maybe after you're a little more settled in your new place, that you will have a lot of opportunities to adopt, either by word of mouth, like hearing from friends, hey, my dog had a puppy, or hey, I'm giving away this dog, or but somehow you do come across, and it's a dog. I do feel it's a dog. But I do feel like you have a lot of opportunities to bring dog energy into your home. Don't feel bad if you can't adopt all of them. They said, we put all of our energy out there, and then we let you kind of like pick and choose like who you feel most connected with. And they said, and don't worry, they said, we put our little feelers out to, other people as well. So they said, well, we'll get adopted. Don't worry. But they said, choose one that you feel most connected to. And they said, we'll put ourselves out there, so it's not like you won't have to come searching for us. We'll find you. Like, this is, don't you worry, either through friends, through one of us just kind of running up to you on the street, but we'll find you. But they want to wait until you feel like you're ready, like grounded, centered, like I got my place all set up and ready. And says, when you start to feel like more at ease in your situation, then we'll start presenting ourselves to you. So hopefully that makes sense. Shadowland says, I'm wanting to be the hospice home for older pets. Okay, well, it's saying maybe at first just one dog. They're just talking about the near future. If later on you would like to do that, that seems like that would be more available to you. But for now, they would want you to just kind of get situated, and then you would have this one dog. And perhaps that would be because that would be more like the liaison for you. You'd have this one dog that kind of helps to acclimate the other dogs that you might be bringing into your home later. But it would be one dog to start to really build that strong connection before you have your future endeavors. Okay. All righty. And by the way, so there is a bunch of information about Charlie in the comments. So you guys can, take a look there. So again, his estimated date of birth, June 15th of 2024, a terrier mix, super adorable, high energy, does well against around other dogs and cats. And yeah, look at that sweet face. I love his face. He has such a wonderful energy. And like I said, he's still learning. So he's still kind of learning like what is allowed and what isn't allowed. So he is being trained. But for the most part, it's like, he's adorable. So if you guys are in Arizona, and once he does get all of his pre-adoption preamble, to his adoption, when everything heals and everything, if you would like to adopt him, Charlie's gonna be there. So okay. So thank you so much, Shadowlands. So again, for super chat, super stickers, just head over to PayPal me. The link, all you have to do is just click on the link, and it's right there in the description at the very top. It says donations for Charlie. Let me know that you've donated, and I will pull you a card. So, and that could be for whatever question. If you would like me to continue with the animal readings, tapping into any of your animals who have either crossed over the Rainbow Bridge or they are currently here in the 3D realm, and you just kind of want to know a little bit more about them, we could do those animal readings. Or if you guys have other questions about other things, of course, I could pull cards about that too. But so yeah, and then that way, because PayPal is instant, I would be able to just get Laura the money instantly so that she could go ahead and get that ball rolling. But I believe she said that her rescue name was PHX Canine, so Phoenix Canine. And that's something that she used to do heavily. Like that was like her main one of her main things that she would do is, rescue. And she was kind of in a rescue group, and she would get all these animals like ready for adoption. And look who's here. Check it out, you guys. It's Charlie. Hello. What have you been up to? You're hot. You're hot. What's up? What's up? Oh, look at that tummy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do you know that I love that your fang hangs out? I do. Oh, he's going to go off exploring. Let's see. Let's go back here. Uh, oh yeah, Riley said that Charlie was inbound for a personal visit. He was here, but now he's running around. He's in the shade down there. Okay. Heather says PayPal and I have issues. Oh, tell me about it. I do have a thing with PayPal, but anyway, says I have asking what we can do to help Nico dog and does he want more time? Okay, so definitely we'll tap in. Let's go ahead and do that. Heather says, hi, Charlie. How cute are you? Okay, so let's tap into Nico dog's energy. Okay, so I'm getting a just a feeling of like laying on my side and I'm looking out at the sunset and feeling like I'm not quite ready today. Like I'm not today, this week. Um, just give me a little bit more time. You'll know when I absolutely refuse your help that it's time for me to go. But for now, it feels like Nico wants to spend just a little bit more time um, with understanding the process and feeling through the process, but also um, helping you, other people involved, have time to like come to terms with it and understand the process as well. So it says it's just a little bit of a process. Um, and it says, I understand what you're trying to do for me. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the help, all the love. This is, I truly do. It says, I don't want to feel like I'm on a burden on you either. But I know that you would absolutely say that I'm not a burden. I understand that. But it says, give me a little bit more time to process what's going on. It says, but I do feel like I'm almost ready. Just give me a little bit more time. Which is why I think I kept seeing like the sunset. Like I'm getting pretty close. But you'll know my signal when I really start to refuse everything, like food, water, care, moving me, just you'll know. That's when it'll be time for me. Because that's my way of telling you. But for now, just give me time to understand this transition. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a card. Oof, little flies. Okay, so we have rewards. Hey, Charlie. He's like, what? Why am I out here? So we have rewards. Oh, hey, you're back. What's up? He's like, you don't need these cards. Well, that's true. I could just use my intuition. Thank you for reminding me. But it feels like with rewards, it's like it was a rewarding experience. Like it was such a gift to be a part of the family. Like it was such a gift to, have you as my loving companion. And being appreciative of our time together and understanding that our physical time is coming to an end, but that our time energetically will always be there, like always, always. But yeah, so I'm just getting for now, just give me just a little bit more time to kind of like prep myself, get ready. I like to, I want to see everything. I want to kind of energetically understand and emotionally understand all this before I say, okay, let's go. But you're going to know that when I start refusing a lot of things, when you have to start like forcing me to eat, like forcing, like, like I'm going to be all ready. So I hope that makes sense. Um, thank you for allowing me to connect to him. Um, let's see. Kayla says, I'm having PayPal issues too. Do you have Venmo or Zelle? You know what? I I just don't want to put my friend's phone number on the internet, but she does have Zelle. So, you know, we could, if you're, I would prefer that we do it through PayPal, but if you're having trouble with PayPal, go ahead and still do the super chat, super stickers. I could just like, you know, I mean, eventually I'll get reimbursed because, you know, next month with the PayPal and the super chats and super stickers. So you guys don't worry about it. So if you can, yes, please utilize the PayPal me. If you cannot, then just go through the regular super chat or super sticker. It'll all work itself out. It'll be fine. Okay, so let me see here. Heather says, that's what I felt. Thanks for your guidance and suggestion about connecting with their energy spiritually. You're very welcome. Oh, okay. So Riley says to Kayla, email me at Kayla at offairport.com. And Riley will be able to send you the Zelle information. So that way we keep it private so that, you know, people's phone numbers aren't all over the internet. So if you guys would like to do that instead, off airport, it doesn't like matter what the you know, it could be like, I don't know, Zulu at off airport. It goes straight to the same email address. So if you guys want to put your names like, I don't know, it would be like Heather at off airport or Kayla at offairport.com. He'll be able to see it, and he'll be able to email you guys the Zelle phone number. So that way you guys could go through Zelle if you feel more comfortable that way. So that way you guys have multiple ways. You could use the PayPal me. You could email your name basically at offairport.com. And then Riley, my boyfriend, will send you the phone number, the Zelle phone number. You guys can go through Zelle that way. Or you could just do super chats and super stickers, and, you know, I'll get reimbursed next month. So it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Okay, so let me go back here. Let's go up. Erica Bautista says, hi, Magic was my pit bull. What can you please give me a message from him? I still see him in my dreams every once in a while. Aw, Magic. That sounds so nice. What an awesome name. Heather says, my son and I will do that. Excellent. Heather says, my son calls Nico an external heart. Oh my gosh. I love that. And Erica says, I just sent a super chat. Can I get a message from my Pitbull Magic? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So let's tap into Magic. Okay, so for some reason, it's different In Sync songs that are playing in the background. I don't know why Magic chose In Sync, but In Sync is playing in the background. But Magic is showing me like something that makes me kind of magic is I do get accused, or was accused, of being a bull in a china shop sometimes. And sometimes I could just dance around things as if I was like as small as a little mouse. Like sometimes my energy was so big, I literally knock over everything. And sometimes I can make my energy so small, it's like I could just like tiptoe. Like I was as stealthy as a cat, basically, with the balance and stealth and sneakiness of a cat. But just this kind of very fun energy. Wow, what a balance between stealthy and bull in a china shop. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, I was getting this look, you know, where you're looking at like your dog looking up at you, and there's this look, and then like you start to put your face really close, and then it's like, like just gives you a big old look. He says magic kind of like that game of like you know we're we're gonna have, oh, kind of like the cockatoo that came through earlier, like we're having this little moment, you get really close to me and then just like big lick. But it said just to let you know that I am always in your dreams, you just don't remember all the times that I'm in your dreams, but know that I'm always there. That's usually when you feel most relaxed and open to feeling my energy, but my energy is always there. And sometimes you get those weird, like little feelings, like sometimes you feel like a cobweb, but there's no cobweb. Like there's a cobweb on my arm, or I felt like a cobweb on my face. But um, magic is saying sometimes it's a cobweb, but 90% of the time it's not a cobweb. It's us. It's our energy. It's just how it's felt kind of differently in the 3D sometimes. But know that sometimes when you get that cobwebby feeling and you're like, oh, cobweb, that's actually me giving you, especially if it's on the face, it's a big old kiss on the face. So let's do pull a little card as well. Um, okay, so we have scars. Okay, okay. So magic is wanting you to know that other than the cobwebby feel, which is actually magic's energy, um, that you have been waiting for this time. Like, I'll I'll be, when will I feel like not sad anymore? When I'm like all better. And magic understands that there's always going to be that small part of us that will always miss them, but to understand that they never truly leave. And sometimes we blame ourselves, or we second guess ourselves and say, I wish I could have done more, or did I mess up in this realm, or maybe I could have done something sooner, or um and magic's saying, if you recall the dog that was speaking earlier named Eco, that even though physically we may not understand why we go or when we're going to go, but spiritually we do. And understand that once we literally set foot across the veil, when we are across going onto that rainbow bridge, there is no pain, there is no fear, there's no animosity, there is no sadness. Magic is like, it's this overwhelming sense of love that would like literally bring any being to its knees, to like not cry sad tears, but like happy tears, like, oh my gosh, I'm home, and it's this, all of a sudden everything comes flooding back. It's a remembrance. So whatever pain you thought I had, or whatever I had gone through, like all of it's gone, all of it, not the memories, we still have all those memories, but like any like emotional scars, physical scars, mental scars, like they're all gone. This is, you don't understand, like the love. It's so like, like it feels so good. So not wanting you to worry at all. I am 100% fine. Saying, I'm helping you though, work through your very human emotions, which are absolutely fine. They're part of the human experience, but trying to help you through them, mostly through the dream state. But again, feel out for those cobwebs. I hope that makes sense. So thank you for allowing me to tap into magic. Let's see. Oh, hey, our buddy John. Thank you. John says, oh, hey, what's up? You're back, my friend. Yes. How are you? How's it going? um, John said, I don't have the PayPal. This is just for the one reading. There just wasn't a 25 option. I'll accept the message that needs to find me. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we also have our friend 1111. Erica says, thanks. Much love. Much love to you. Thank you. Thank you. So you can see Charlie is just in and out. In it. He's got a lot of a lot of energy. Oh, he would be wonderful. If you guys have kids in the home, Charlie could be a really good companion with those kids, I feel. Ooh, especially if you had like a 4-year-old running around. I guess Charlie would give that 4-year-old a run for his money. All right. So, all right. Kayla said, hi, Charlie. I sent mine via Zelle. Yay. All right. So let's go with our buddy John. And then we have 1111, and then we'll do Kayla. All right. So John says, I'll accept the message that needs to find me. Okay. All right. Let's tap in. Okay, John. Always some interesting music. And by the way, there's like a bumblebee buzzing around in here. Anyway, it's Backstreet's Back by the Backstreet Boys. Why that's playing loud and clear in my head. Backstreet's back. All right. Do, 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 do. Hey, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, we're back again. Do, 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 do. Brothers and sisters, everybody say, gonna bring the flavor, gonna show you how. Anyway, okay, so I'm original, yeah. Am I the only one? Yeah. Am I sexual? Yeah. Am I everybody? Okay, now it's everybody started playing. So Backstreet's Back and everybody. Okay, no, this is just a lot. Okay, first we had NSYNC playing. Now we got Backstreet Boys. Oh my gosh, what is going on in the energetic music realm? Okay, so let's see what we got here. Everybody, rock your body. There's just, yeah, Backstreet's Back and everybody. Okay. Maybe it's in the lyrics. Let's go a little deeper. Oh, okay. Okay. So John, John says the B is good luck. Yes. Okay. What I was getting is, you may have come to a point in like your spiritual practice where, you know, there's things that you always do kind of almost ritualistically. Like I do my meditations and I go here when I want to feel like grounded and connected. And these are like the foods I eat and, you know, the things that I drink when I'm, you know, doing cleansing my body or when I want to feel lighter, you know, just like all the things that we do personally to feel more connected to our spiritual selves. And it's saying that perhaps maybe lately some things feel like they're quote unquote not working because it's like, oh man, I just don't feel like the same connectedness that I used to do when I would just sit quietly in meditation. Or usually when I ate these foods, like I would always feel just fine, you know, but now for some reason it's like, you know, making me feel really heavy. And And that's because your energy is going through a shift. Like we always go through these different chapters in our life. And I think I had mentioned a couple of readings ago with you, you are also going through like another chapter in your life. And in that, your frequency changes. And when your frequency changes, that means the things that you would normally do are also shifting and changing. So it's finding a new way to feel that connectedness again. So it may feel like, oh man, do you know how long it took me to like feel this connection? Now I got to start all over. So you're not starting all over. You're just finding a different way for your physical vessel to feel that connection again. Not that you're disconnected, it just feels that way, but you're not disconnected. Just like when we're talking about these animal spirits, how we feel like, oh, they're not here right now, but they are. We just maybe don't feel them in the same way because we're at a different frequency at that time. And sometimes our frequencies have to line up for us to quote unquote feel them or hear them. And so the same thing is happening with you on a spiritual level. You're just shifting and changing. So you may have to change, the foods that you used to eat that were like spiritually uplifting. Maybe it's time to try some different foods, or maybe, also incorporating more of source energy eating. But it's what's happening on a spiritual level is affecting the physical body. So, of course, the physical body is going to want to have different wants and needs. Like you might decide maybe you need a little less sleep right now, or maybe you need tons more sleep right now. And maybe, water just isn't cutting it. You got to drink some milk, or, So it's just readjusting the physical form to match what's going on with you energetically. So let's Oh, Laura wants to tell Kayla, thank you for the Zell, and thank you to everyone for your help and support for Charlie. Yay! I think he went back out to rejoin his little pack, but he'll probably be back in. So John, I hope that makes sense. But let me pull you a card too. Oh, sensuality. That's also part of the lyrics in one of those Backstreet Boys songs. It says, "Am I sexual? Yeah. Am I everything you need? You better rock your body now, everybody." So that's why that song was playing. So you might also notice that, sexually speaking, there's also a shift going on. And where do we find our sexuality within our energetic form? It's in our sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is our sexuality, it's our creativity. It's where we feel kind of like the self-expression and all of that. So if your frequency is changing, then yes, you're going to see how you express yourself, both just out and about in society, how you express yourself inwards, how you express yourself sexually. They're all shifting and changing. And so it's just kind of tweaking things and maybe trying some new stuff out, like food wise, meditation wise, how you normally connect to your higher self, just trying some new things to match that newer frequency that you're in. So anyway, thank you for letting me read for you. And that is, your higher self is, wow, always so funny with the music, I love it. John's over there laughing. Okay. So let's go back up here. 1111 says, "What does Mr. Armstrong want to say to me now?" Okay, so we will definitely tap into that. Loving the butterflies as always. Lots of transformation that we go through. Um, oh, and then Kayla wanted to say, "You're welcome, Laura. We love Charlie." And John says, been going a lot of root work, but I'm getting back into connecting with my creative self, actually making things. Very nice. You are very welcome, my friend. Okay, so yeah, getting into that root and sacral. All right, wink wink to Mrs. Gross. All right, let's see. So what does Mr. Armstrong want to say to our friend 1111? Let's tap in first before we pull a card. Okay. Um, so even though this isn't a Mr. Armstrong song, uh, it's a Bush song that's coming through, and it's Swallowed is the song that's playing. So let's see what that connection is. I'm seeing like at first I thought it was like a hole, but it was actually the end of like a trumpet or a trombone. It's like the end of it. And instead of like sound coming out, it's like the breath coming in, like everything is coming into this wind instrument, into this like trombone. And I guess that goes along with the title, Swallowed. So everything flooding in. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a card and see what that means. Ooh, conversion. Okay, so wow. Okay, so it's almost quite literal there. Um, it says, you know how everything is kind of like an ebb and flow when you before you are able to push the breath out to make sound in, let's say, like a trombone, you have to bring the breath in, right? So there's this pull and then push. Before you make sound on a guitar, you're pushing down before the string can come up to make noise. So there's always this push and pull, ebb and flow. And to understand that that's the way all things are. And sometimes we might get frustrated when we feel like it should all be push push, like so the music just keeps going and going and going. It says, but at some point we got to take a breath and like let it all in and just realize that sometimes we have down times and sometimes we have our beautiful music time. So sometimes the music is out there and sometimes we go back inwards again, and then the music is out there and it comes out and we come back in again. It's an expansion and contraction, and that it need not be always one way or the other. And that's something that we live in, that musicians live in, is this kind of ebb and flow. We realize that sometimes we are just in mode and we exert, we push. And then we got to go back inwards again. We got to find the tune again. We got to find, what direction we want the next push to be in. And so you are very much in the pulling in, pulling in, pulling in, like it, just absorbing, taking in information, but it's just about to blow. He says, like, you're like, literally things are just about to blow. Like that. I think that's why he's showing like the trombone, like the wind instrument is like, it's, um, things are about to come out where it's like for the things that you're doing in your life, it's like, I'm ready to express it now. But it's okay to feel like immediately afterwards, I want to pull back in. Like that's part of the process. That's part of the ebb and flow, is that I put it out there, I pull back in. I put it out there, I pull back in. So that we don't feel this anxiety of, I always have to go, go, go. The music has to go. My creativity, my art, everything has to be out, out, out. Either I'm all in or I'm not. It's not like that. It's just, to be all in is what is meant by being all in flow. I feel it now, and now I have to take time to kind of receive more information and how I'm feeling and where I want to take my next direction in my life, and then I let it go out. So I'm definitely getting this like ebb and flow, ebb and flow. And once you become comfortable with the ebb and flow, it becomes less jarring, less like, oh, okay, well, I don't know, I feel like not so wanting to be out amongst the public right now. And then, yeah, I feel like when and so it could feel exhausting right now, but that's because you're getting your footing. You're really starting to feel that rhythm, like your personal energetic rhythm of ebb and flow, in and out, push and pull, expansion, contraction. Like I'm really starting to, and when you get that tempo, that's actually the tempo of the human experience, the timing. It's like, um okay, now I could start timing when I am ready to put this out there, or when I'm going to take my breaks, instead of it just like feeling like it's kind of up to the ethers. Like, I don't know, I guess I want to stay in now, or I guess I want to be out now. It's like, you'll really start to understand your energy that way. But just like as we learned with our friend John, everything is a cycle. So, once we feel comfortable in the ebb and flow, of course, we're going to come to a time again where we have to reevaluate our energy and our frequency changes. And now we have a new stasis for ebb and flow. But that's kind of the why certain people are so, like Mr. Armstrong, are so attracted to music, is because it absolutely reflects the human experience. Everything is a layer of ebb and flow, expansion and contraction, not just like music, not just our wanting to be out and about in crowds and wanting to be a hermit, but also it's the, knowledge. We have consciousness expansion, and then we have to go in and kind of like really absorb this, and then consciousness expansion, and then absorb this. And then, okay, now I found a rhythm, but now I've changed my frequency. Now I'm in a new rhythm. So everything is this expansion and contraction. So I hope that makes sense for you. And I hope you understand Mr. Armstrong's message. So thank you, 1111, for letting me tap in for you. Okay. Wow. So many wonderful donations today. So let's see. I want to go back and thank our friend Shadowlands, Heather, Erica, our buddy John, Kayla, 1111. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So many wonderful donations. And so those of you that were able to donate through PayPal Me, which that link is down below, for donations for Charlie so that he can get microchipped, neutered, and to get up on all his shots so he's ready for adoption for his forever home. In the meantime, having a lovely time with his little pack that he has created with Laura and her dogs, and also getting kind of trained how to, be amongst family, and, how to be a good puppy, all of that. So there's that. And again, if you wanted to send money directly to Laura so that she could pay for these procedures through her Zelle account, it is her phone number. So if you want to get her phone number instead of me putting it up on the internet, just put your screen name at offairport.com, and then my boyfriend will send you her phone number, and then you can go through Zelle that way. Also, the super chats and super stickers, I will kind of go through them once they make it to like my YouTube page, like where I can see all my Creator Studio stuff, and then send her the money that was made through super chats and super stickers today too. So, all right, let's see. John said, "Surf's up. You guys feel your way through each wave like they're your own individual." Guys equal gotta. So it says you gotta feel your way through each wave like they're your own individual. Yes. And Riley says, or you could just type in help Charlie at offairport.com. So yes, actually that's really good. Actually, that makes it easier. So yeah, help Charlie at offairport.com. I'll also put it in the description of this video, so that way people who are watching the replay can do donations there as well. Just, say, hey, I'm here to help Charlie, and then we'll send you the Zelle phone number, Laura's phone number, so you could do payment through there for Charlie's stuff so that he could be ready for adoption. But yeah, thank you. Wow, to everybody who helped out today. You guys are all so wonderful. All right, so if there's anybody else that would like to do help Charlie at offairport.com, or you would like to go through PayPal Me, which that link is at the very top of the description. You can go through that way. Or, if it's just easier for you to do super chats or super stickers, we can do that. And then, yeah, afterwards we'll do our guided meditation. How about that? All right. So Shadowlands has another question. All right. Excellent. Sweet. Oh, hey, look who's back. Look who's back. Hey there. Yeah, all these people, they want to help you. They want to help you find a home. How about that? Yeah. Oh, look at that face. Look at that face. How do you get so dirty? Okay. Let's see. 1111 said, much appreciation. Thank you. You are very welcome. Kayla said, he's gorgeous. Yes, he is. He's sweetie. Okay, Shadowlands says, are Boots and Blaze here are the cause of the sticks or the wands? Okay, so let's see. Maybe they helped with finding the sticks and the wands for your wands. Okay. Boots and Blaze. Calling in Boots and Blaze. Okay, so I saw an image of like you raising one of the wands in the air, and one of the dogs trying to get in front of the other dog, like they're almost like me, you toss it to me, toss me the stick, but it's like one of your wands, like me. So I hear like this bark, like a big deep bark. But just like so excited. Everybody's like so excited. They really like your wands. And they feel like they did have a small part in it. They said, of course, this is all your creativity. It all came from your imagination, your magic, all of this. But they said, understanding that we love playing with sticks because that's kind of like our way of playing with wands. It's magical to us. It may seem like just a stick to some people, but it's magical to us. It's our way of grounding ourselves, connecting to nature. Some would say that, well, of course, dogs are already a part of nature, they said, but, there are times when we need to feel grounded too. Sometimes we feel ungrounded. Sometimes we feel like we need to literally get our paws in the soil. And one way we do that is through trees. And trees retain their life force, whether we perceive them as dead or not. They always have that life force, whether they have turned back into soil or we see them as a big, strong tree. They said their life force is the same. The energy is still there. So they said every time we chase a stick, we chew on a stick, the stick is in our mouth. They said we're connecting to tree energy, which is a very grounding energy for us. So they like that you are also utilizing stick in that way, which for you would be a wand. Okay, so let's pull a little card on that. Oh, service. And you know what? That spatula looks kind of like a stick to me. Shadowlands says the deep bark would be Blaze. Yeah, I kept seeing one dog moving in front of the other, like, no, me. But that other dog was like just bigger, just like, whoa, bark. So yeah, they feel like they helped you out a little bit because you are connected to canine energy. And that's why maybe you have this kind of connection to wands in the way that you do. And even in the way that you're preparing them, because I have watched, your videos of preparation for your wands and, staining them or not staining them and putting, like runic symbols on them or not, but it's, they feel kind of you connecting with them, even though at a conscious level you may not feel like you're connecting with them when you're making the wands. They feel like they're a part of that process because they do like their sticks. So yay. Oh, I love that. I love that your doggies are helping you. That's wonderful. 1111 given the butterflies. So all right. Okay. All right. Just looking in here. All right. So if there aren't any other super chats, super stickers, Zelle donations, PayPal donations, then we'll go into our channel guided meditation and we'll call it a Sunday. How about that? I have had a lot of fun this morning. This is fun. I loved connecting to all of the animals and being able to have like sweet little Charlie here for our live chat. It's been awesome. I love it. um, John says, I've got Cher and the song, If I Could Turn Back Time. They use the energy of the stick to connect back to the vitality of physically being with you. Oh, that's awesome. See, John's always got great music coming out of his energy, his spirit. So yeah, they're using the energy of the sticks to connect back to that vitality, that physicalness of being with you. That's awesome. And Shadowland says Blaze was a full breed collie. Boots is a similar toy collie. I love it. But yeah, I kept hearing like the bigger bark and then the other dog being kind of like a smaller dog, just kind of like, hey, let me at it. Like, let me have the stick. So you're like raising the wand up in the air and they think it's like you're going to toss it. I love that. But yeah, we got the Cher song in the background. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. Hey, you. Do you want to help with the meditation? What are you thinking? Yeah? You want to do a Charlie meditation? You want to help everybody? Yeah? Hold on. Oh, look. Look, Charlie. Look, look, look. No, not lick, lick, lick. I said look, look, look. You see all these nice people? These nice people want to help you. Yeah. Yeah. All these people, they got fur babies too. Yeah. All right. Okay, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and go into our meditation. I'm going to get my mug out of the way so you guys can maybe see all the lovely folks either going on the horsey rides back there. Oh, there are horsey rides going on back there. Hey, check it out. And there's also people walking their dogs back there. So hold on. I don't know if you can see, maybe faintly, but on the trail back there, there's people going on horse rides right now. Okay. All right. So let's get ready. I'm actually going to tap into Charlie, even though he's running around right now. I'm going to tap into his energy, and I'm going to let him, guide us on a meditation because he did say that he wanted more connection emotionally and spiritually. So I'm going to allow him to tap into me so that he can basically guide us on that meditation. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So you guys go ahead and find yourselves a nice, comfortable place, a space that you will be undisturbed for the next several minutes. You could be laying down. You could be sitting in a chair. You could be sitting on a cushion, or maybe you're lying underneath your favorite tree. If you would like to call in the energy of your furry, feathery, scaly companion, whether they are in physical form or just in spiritual form, call them in now. And at this time, with our furry or feathery or scaly companion by our side, bring our awareness to our breath, feeling the rise and fall of our chest, With every inhale, feeling more at peace. With every exhale, feeling more and more relaxed. Feeling that our heartbeat and our breath is perfectly in sync with our animal companion. Feeling our two energies or more, for those of you that have more, coming together, becoming one in this very relaxing and peaceful state. And what your companions are asking of you now, if there is one particular companion that you feel you would like to connect to more deeply, whether they are still here on this 3D plane or if they have crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, they want you to envision yourself in a beautiful field. You could imagine emerald green grass and flowers, butterflies, birds chirping. Imagine as many trees as you wish. But I want you to imagine and envision the most beautiful field you have ever seen. Perhaps you want to feel into this field. Maybe you smell the flowers. Maybe you feel the breeze. Maybe you can almost taste the sweetness on the wind. But as you stand here in this beautiful field, this beautiful meadow, standing before you is the animal you wish to connect with most at this time, whether they are still here in physicality or not. And what your animal companion would like you to do, what they feel would be wonderful, is for them to join into your energy so that you can physically see as they see through their eyes, think as they think, hear as they hear, what it's like to be them in the world that they live in now, whether they live in your home or they live over the Rainbow Bridge. Allow them to merge with you now. And remember, there is no judgment on what you see. There is no trying to analyze or rationalize. Just allow the images, the sounds, the scents, the tastes. Allow them all to come to you in the way that they need to come to you. As you merge your energy with your companion, what do you smell? What do you see? What are you hearing? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Perhaps this is a new point of view for you. Being able to see yourself and the world through the eyes of your animal companion, no matter the world that they live in currently. Continue feeling into this, listening into this, smelling, tasting, viewing, intuitively feeling into this. Perhaps you are able to see memories that they have of you and your family through the eyes of your animal companion. How they witnessed you, how they loved you, how they saw your relationship. And if they are sharing the world in which they live in now, allow that information to come through unbiased, unfiltered, unanalyzed. When you are ready, you can thank your animal companion for allowing you to see through their eyes as you disconnect your energies, and remembering that you can come back to this space at any time. You can reconnect in this way at any time. They're always here for you, even when we feel we cannot perceive them. They are still here. So, at this time, as you disconnect, you can see your furry or feathery or scaly companion run off to join its friends across this beautiful field. As you wave goodbye, but understanding that they are always here. And when you are ready, you can go ahead and bring your energy back into your body, wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe having yourself a little stretch. All right. Whew. What a fun live chat, you guys. I had so much fun. Thank you for allowing me to, connect to Charlie to help you guys with today's guided meditation. I'm going to have to do that one again on my own because I think Charlie had a great idea. I love that. John says, oh, surprised by the lizards my brother and I used to take care of. Oh, wow, your lizards came through. That is so cool. I love that. So, yay, amazing. Thank you for doing the pet spread along with me this morning, allowing me to connect to some animals that came through over the Rainbow Bridge. So if you're watching this in the replay later on, let me know in the comments, what connections you made as well. Remembering that all of them are going to try their hardest to connect with us over the next, day or two through our dreams, maybe physically, maybe just through symbols, and but to kind of keep our analytic brain off to the side or shut off for just a moment so that we can receive that, so that we can feel their presence once again, just as a reminder that they haven't gone anywhere. Perhaps their physical bodies have, but not their energy. And thank you to everybody who donated in support of Charlie, getting everything ready so that he can be adoption ready. Thank you so much. Laura also thanks you so much. She is very appreciative. Like I said, she's doing this all out of pocket, paying for all the things that he needs so that he is ready for a loving forever home. I know that he's going to find a wonderful home. And if any of you guys are in Arizona are like, I want Charlie, then, just you can email me email me and then we'll talk. But for now, I'm glad that I get to enjoy Charlie while he's here. I think he's a wonderful energy to have in the house right now. And also thank you for staying around for the guided meditation, having Charlie help us with that too. So that's awesome. Kayla says, thank you, Tara, for the live chat today. You're very welcome. John says, I was surprised how emotional it was considering they were reptiles. Well, energy is energy. And, sometimes we can love lizards and we love horses and we could love, snakes and stuff. It's just, love is love, as they say. All energy is energy. Riley says, I think next time you should have people send in some pictures so we can post them up while they're telling us about them. Oh, that would be awesome, you guys. Yeah. You guys have my email. My email's in the description below. if any of you would like to send in, at least, a few pictures of your animal companions that you have right now, or some that have crossed over that we talked about during the live chat, or maybe during the next live chat, if you want to talk about them, that way we can put them up on the screen so everybody can, get a view of their awesomeness. I think that would be great. That's a good idea. Um, let's see. John said learned a lot. Riley says we could always take a road trip to New Mexico, Utah, California. Yay! For Charlie, yes. Um, so yeah, definitely we have some surrounding states. It wouldn't be too far, to bring Charlie around. So yay, thank you guys so much. I hope that you have a great rest of your Sunday. I hope that you have an awesome week, and we will catch you guys later. Peace out, my chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.